The situation in India is growing more serious and dire every day. Today's episode is a way to get people to become more aware of the seriousness of the COVID spread in India. We hope that today's discussion of Indian family names in the Philippines will encourage people to help. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Filipino Genealogy channel. Please watch until the end of this video as we have included ways for you to help our Indian brothers and sisters. The relationship between India and the Philippines developed centuries before the spread of Islam in Southeast Asia, and much earlier than the arrival of Christianity in our shores. Hindu and Buddhist influences spread from Borneo to Mindanao and the Visayas, and even as far as northern Luzon. The Indian community in the Philippines today is rather small, only about 5,000 in comparison to the overseas Indians in other Southeast Asian countries. However, around 1 to 3% of Filipinos today may have Indian blood. In the Philippines, Indians account for a very small portion of the population. In fact, just a decade ago, Indian citizens numbered less than 10,000 in the country. Here are the 10 most numerous Indian last names found in the Philippines today. Number 10. Bagatsing. Bagatsing is the Filipinized version of Bagat and Singh, a name adopted by Mataram Singh Banga, a Punjabi immigrant to the Philippines. It is derived from the Indo-Aryan Bagat, which means devotee or votary, in turn derived from the Sanskrit bhakta, a derivative of the verb root bhaj, meaning to serve or to adore, and from the word sing, which is from the Sanskrit word simha, meaning lion. Bagatsing is carried by just 191 people, or less than 1% of the Indian population, and is found in just 48 cities and municipalities in the Philippines. Number 9. Ram. While it has historically been used as an element to a personal or given name, it has recently become a common last name to those who have left India. It is derived from the Sanskrit Rama, meaning pleasing or charming. Ram is carried by 215 people, or less than 1% of the Indian population, and is found in 84 cities and municipalities in the Philippines. Number 8. Mandal. A variant of Mandal Mondal is derived from the Sanskrit mandala, which means sphere or halo. It is carried by 395 people, or just about 1% of the Indian population, and is found in 73 cities and municipalities in the Philippines. Number 7. Sharma. A formerly exclusive family name derived from the Sanskrit sarma. It means joy or shelter. Sharma is carried by 512 people, or just about 1% of the Indian population, and is found in 194 cities and municipalities in the Philippines. Number 6. Kumar. Kumar is derived from the Sanskrit Kumara, which means child, son, or prince. It may also appear as a given name. Kumar is carried by 1,081 people, or 2% of the Indian population, and is found in 228 cities and municipalities in the Philippines. Number 5. Kaur. Common in Punjab, it is from the Sanskrit Kumari, meaning girl or daughter, later reduced to Kuar, and then changed into Kaur by metathesis. It is carried by 1,399 people, or about 3% of the population, and is found in 148 cities and municipalities in the Philippines. Number 4. Jain. Found commonly in Rajasthan and Gujarat, it is derived from the Sanskrit Jaina, meaning derived from Jina, or a follower of Jina, with Jina meaning triumphant. It is carried by 1,536 people, or 3% of the Indian population in the Philippines, and is found in 196 cities and municipalities. Number 3. Khan. A contraction of Kagan, from the Turkish Khan, meaning chief or ruler, and is a common surname in South Asian Muslim families. It is carried by 1,654 people, or 3% of the Indian population, and is found in 323 cities and municipalities in the country. Number 2. Mandal. A common Indian surname in the northern states, it is derived from the Sanskrit mandala, which means sphere or halo. It is carried by 3,549 people, or about 7% of the Indian population, and is found in 350 cities and municipalities in the Philippines. And number 1. Singh. Derived from the Sanskrit word simha, which means lion. It is used mostly by Rajput Hindus, and it is still a common family name for North Indian Hindus and a common suffix to the names of Sikhs. It is carried by 6,841 people, or 14% of the Indian population in the Philippines, and is found in 554 cities and municipalities in the country. Before we go, please take a few moments to visit these suggested sites. The first one is Oxygen for India. Oxygen for India delivers medical oxygen for free to patients in 7 Indian cities. This was founded by Ramanan Lakshmi Narayan, an economist and epidemiologist who directs the Center for Disease Dynamics, Economics and Policy, a research outfit based in Washington and New Delhi. The spread of COVID-19 in India has reached catastrophic proportions, and they need the world's help. This second organization, the Youth Feed India and Helping Hands Charitable Trust, are delivering ration kits to vulnerable residents of Mumbai. Each kit includes staples like rice and dal and feeds a family of 4 for 15 days. Donate here in a variety of ways, including through Google Pay. The third one is Keto, a fundraising platform in Mumbai, which is a hotspot of the country's latest COVID-19 outbreak. Keto.org is shepherding a campaign by hundreds of entrepreneurs to purchase 3,000 oxygen concentrators. Please consider donating, no matter how small, to these 3 sites. You may also check online to see other ways and forms of assistance that you can give. We hope you learned something new in today's video, as well as decided to give, no matter how small, to the Indian people. Visit the Filipino Genealogy channel for more videos on Filipino genealogy. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe always. Goodbye.